Good evening and salutations, my B&B fans. Okay. Well, I'm new to this whole Hope versus Steffi. I'm new to that. And, watching it today, seeing the gauntlet being thrown down, looking at the comment section, because I was on another website or whatever to sit there and watch it, and some people was like, well, Hope had every right to sit there and walk in there and start making assumptions and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what? And some people was like, oh, well, Steffi, like there was people that was taking Steffi's side, there was people that was taking Hope's side. And this starts by some lame excuse. When Hope walks in, it's like, oh, well, Douglas forgot his football somewhere. So I'm not saying it wasn't an excuse, but it was, she didn't come there for that. Okay, she came down there, sit there, and put Taylor on notice. Hey, listen, my parents are having a bit of an issue going on right now. They don't need you sitting there interfering. If looks can kill, this woman, Steffi, the actress that plays her, my goodness, there'll be so many dead bodies. Oh my goodness. The look on her face, and you could just see the tension. Honestly, tell you the truth, I gotta sit there and say this was the best part of this episode. Um, Stephanie's like, yo, listen, um, uh, don't come. She pretty much like, don't come in here with that energy, especially with you parading Deacon around, um, and your mom just letting it happen like everything is just cool. Disrespecting my dad on a daily basis. How do you think? How do you think he feels? Oh, wait, that doesn't matter because it's all about Deacon and you and your desperate attempt to sit there and you know be with your dad pretty much. There was one point. There was one point because it seemed like Taylor was trying to be diplomatic up until a point. Um, because at first Hope was like, I know you're going to be in here, but, I just don't really want you to kind of, mess up things between me and my dad and my mom or whatever. I mean, between Reg and my mom, they're happy and everything is good. And it's not like Taylor was being diplomatic up until a point, okay? Because the minute that Hope was like, she said what she said, and then she was like, is that clear? The look on both of their faces, I sat there was like, yeah, okay, now I know where you got that look from. Because Taylor was giving the exact same look as Steffi, like, oh, hell no. I know she did not just walk in here with her little power suit or sit there and just walk in my house and start telling us what to do. Like, it's like, I stood there and here's the thing I get Hope's I get Hope wanting to try to protect her mom and you know protect the relationship by saying what she said. Okay, but at the end of the day, Steffi was right. Steffi was like, "Listen, they're grown ass adults. What they decide to do is whatever they're going to decide to do." Okay, we don't have control of pretty much when's the next time your mother's going to mess up. Um, but she was like, "Listen, he's a grown man. He's gonna do what he's gonna do. We don't tell him what to do. That's not how that works." And that's exactly true. I get that she wanted Taylor to kind of just back off a little bit, but you know, her mom. I mean, I was gonna sit there and say her mom could sit there and fight her own battles, but she kind of got a bit of a battle of her own to sit there and deal with. So in a lot of ways, I'm just like, man, I don't know who's actually right. I mean, it's kind of bold, but it's also like a tad disrespectful for you to sit there and walk in somebody's house and be like, I need you to sit there and do this, and I want you to do that. Are we clear? Yo, mom, go get the baseball bat. Like, I just feel like there's just a level of disrespect when you walk into somebody's house and you start making demands. And maybe that's why I kind of stood there and looked like, is this chick serious? I'm also just like she comes across as so nice and whatever. It's like where did this version coming from? So great scene all around. Hey, question: does anyone know who Paris's mother's name is? Because they didn't say it in this episode either. So I just have to sit there and write Paris's mom because this is where we're at. That was one thing that she did say that did kind of like I guess it kind of bothered me a little bit. It kind of bothered me because it was like what? When she was not there talking about Paris and about picking a good guy for this, that, and third, he's good morals and more than just about material stuff. And then she was like, "Oh, make sure they, he comes from a good family." I was like, "Wait, whoa, 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 sweetheart. Okay, see you had me up into that point. You had me up into that point because at the end of the day, you can't choose your bloodline. Okay, you can't choose your family." Well, you can choose your family, but you can't choose your bloodline, your blood relatives. So her snit is saying, "Oh, make sure your go for somebody with a good family." It's like, really, sweetheart, really? That's so very forward of you. Think that's so very forward thinking of you. Because at the end of the day, whoever this person is, regardless of who their family comes in, regardless of who their family is, it's about that person, their character, and what they're bringing to the table. You know. I mean, she made it seem like, oh, don't go out with a family full of thieves. Like, it's just something that just kind of bothered me. Like, oh, make sure you pick somebody with a good family, like a good rich family. Like, where are you going with this? So right there, I was like, you had me up until that point. So great job. Um, but then she talked about Zende, how much of a good person he is, and how she approves of him, and Paris just has that stupid little flaky look on her face that's just like, yeah, he's great. While she's sitting there thinking about kissing Carter because she's confused. Apparently, there's a lot going around. I've said this in my days reviews. When you get confused, you just start kissing anyone. Um, but she doesn't really say that much about Zende, and it's just like, I no, I can't with that girl. I can't. I just can't. Well, I'm sitting there thinking about the first time that I was praised, and I was like, oh man, she's such good looking, and she can sing, and she seems really nice and down to earth, and she's a lot better than that other thing that's apparently her sister. And now I'm looking at this whole picture, I'm like, yep, I said that. I can't take that back even if I wanted to. Meanwhile, on the other side, or well, the other portion of Forrester Creations, this Forrester Creation seems like a really good job. I would love to work there. Um, Too bad Donna's not there because that would be nice. Anyway, how was I actually at? Oh yeah, Zende wants to sit there and know who's the other cop. Who's this other competition? He's still determined to sit there and put a ring on her finger one day. He felt kind of hurt about, him not being able to propose and the way she was going about it. But he's staying strong and he just wants to know who's the other guy. I mean, who's the other guy I think he is? You have Carr just like, yeah, it's crazy. Well, he's not there thinking about kissing Paris too, because confusion and all. Um, but, you just not there just looking and thinking and just just listening like, yeah, mm, yeah, that's crazy. Yep, he really seemed like he was putting his all into that scene. I just maybe because Zende does kind of seem like he kind of chews up a lot of scenery, like he's just very all over the place, and he's a very interesting character. But you just watching this whole scene play out, and Carter just kind of lying to him by omission and not really saying much. And there was one point where Zendy was like, it's crazy. It almost seems like somebody kind of tipped her off about my whole marriage proposal. But, that doesn't really matter. Then he starts talking about Carter, how much of a good friend he is. He's a good friend to him. He's a good friend to Paris. And, Paris really sits there and looks up to him. Yeah, Paris does a lot more than that, but whatever. Point is, he just sits there and lied to his face by omission, because why not? Oh man, I can't wait till this whole truth comes out and Paris got to sit there and explain, her kissing Carter. And I can't. You know what? Because I always like to sit there and make these little events kind of special. If you watch my day's review, well, sorry, if you watch my Jay's review, but I can't wait until until Zendaya confronts Paris on her kissing Carter. I think we should do. I feel like we should all do something special. Um, how about we just all get our favorite snack? Our favorite snack, whatever snack you want to think. Get apple pie, cheese doodles. That's probably what I'm getting. We'll just get something. Just what is this? What is so I gotta put on a certain vibe, man. Just nope. Yeah, just get our favorite snack because that is going to be so worth it. It really is. I mean, Paris already seems like a flake. I don't understand how that woman's in charge of anything, but I really cannot wait to hear her explanation. It's gonna be so good. Oh, I almost forgot about the last part. Brooke guilt is eating her up, and she's lying to Ridge by omission, and Ridge is not there praising her and just saying, "We'll do this one step at a time. I'm with you all the way. I admire your strength." And meanwhile, Brooke is not there thinking about the times that the time that she was drinking with her buddy old pal, so as she so puts it. Um, just knocking a few back and making out with Deacon and waking up next morning with Deacon. But hey, he was on top of the covers. He wasn't in the covers. He was on top of the covers, so it doesn't count. Yeah. And that's pretty much all that scene. That's pretty much all their whole scene is. I could have, I guess, kind of done. No, 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 because watching this secret really eat away at her was actually worth it. It was actually worth it. Yeah, it was worth it. I just always loved that damn intro. I gotta sit there and say that is my favorite intro out of all four of the soap operas. That is my favorite intro. Is B&B's intro. It just pops. It just has so much life and everyone's just looking all like sharp and nice and everything like that. And it's just a really cool intro. And I wish that more of them actually did that, especially GH because that is probably the worst intro out of all four of them. It is, and I mean, Days is classic, so I'll let that slide. But GH just puts no effort into his intro at all, and he used to. And I think that's actually about it because I'm just rambling now. So with that being said, I'm gonna go. I want to thank everyone for watching. Be safe, and I will see you in the next video.